Hello again, YouTube. This is Truth Man giving you the truth. And what I'm about to say on here, I think this will benefit women as well. I think this will benefit women as well, but I think that we always need to be looking at both sides. We need to be more fair in our evaluations and assessment. And that's what I'm talking about. Self-esteem, self-evaluation, self-assessment. What you allow others to do to you says a lot about how you value yourself, how you view yourself. It says a lot about it. Like if you letting people, and I'm going to show you something. And I talked about the Great Resignation in the video before this. This is my last video for today. But I want to talk about this real quick before I get deep off into my work today. So, we live in a world today, and in some ways the world has always been like this, I'm sure, where people sometimes will try to get try to hook you like a fish with put downs and insults. Men do it, women do it too. But everybody, whether you old or young, you have to have a proper view of yourself. And you have to have a proper view of others. And I talked to y'all earlier about when a person begins to insult you. This is why it's important to be observant and to have your ears open. You should know this, if you know them especially, whether it be a relative, whether it be a coworker, whether it be a friend or a friend of a friend, when they begin to insult you, and to put you down, it comes a time where you got to stand on your square. You got to defend yourself sometime. You can't always be silent. But you have to have the wisdom to know when and how to do it. But in all of this, the most important thing is how you view yourself. If you work in a job where people don't talk to you, how do you view yourself? So what if they don't talk to you? Are you there for them to talk to you? Or are you there to work and get paid from the work you do? So sometimes people do this here thing. Maybe they're miserable. Maybe they are dealing with something. Maybe they have some type of childhood trauma that they haven't overcome. You're supposed to know all these things. You can't just sit and watch TV all day. You got to get knowledgeable. So when you dealing at work with these people, they could be pregnant with their third baby out of wedlock, but you new on the job. So they trying to look down on you. They not talking to you. They mistreating you. But listen, that person can't even keep her legs closed. You see what I'm saying? See, when you live your life, nobody should ever be able to get you to do things that bring your life down. And they shouldn't be able to say things to you that bring your life down. A drug addict should not be able to make you a drug addict. Oh, you don't want to try nothing. You scared, y'all. When you look at the words of a drug addict, you're supposed to realize you don't want to judge people and wish bad on people. But when they begin to insult you and do and say things that will bring your life down, you're supposed to view them for what they are. In a marriage, in a relationship, men are supposed to lead. That men are stronger. Men are more masculine. They're supposed to lead the relationship. When she begins to try to bring you down, you're supposed to view her based on what you know, regardless of what it is. How are you going to call me weak-minded when all of your behavior is the behavior of a weak-minded person? See, this is why we got to know when to argue and when not to, because people will suck you in. They'll be trying to call you weak-minded, and they won't even be knowing how weak-minded they are, but you will know it. So you will know what their future entails. All while they, because they think they smarter than you, in some cases, are trying to put you down. Older than you, trying to put you down. But you know the truth. See, the main thing we need to learn how to go by is the truth. You can't go by your feelings. What is the truth? What is righteous? See, y'all have been trained very well by Satan and darkness, where you don't know what righteousness is, so demons can come through those dark energy realms of people and bring you down. And we ain't talking about somebody put you in your place. You needed to be in your place. That's not dark energy. You just narcissistic. You can't nobody tell you nothing. See, you got to know the difference with that too. So, this is why I don't believe in loneliness or depression. I don't believe in either one of those things. I think what it is people are viewing others in the wrong light. You thinking positively towards negative people, and you thinking negatively towards positive people. That's why people who are more religious, more spiritual, that ain't gonna cause no trouble, have the most trouble at jobs. That's why. Because people are viewing negative people as positive people and viewing positive people as negative people. And that's why you have to have your money right. And sometimes you're going to have to break ties. You'll have to cut ties. You can't be a person who's not willing to cut ties that need to be cut. There shouldn't be no guarantees. If you're a man and you're married, what you should be getting out of your wife is meaningful, enthusiastic sex, assistance in whatever way needed, loyalty, faithfulness, and most importantly, respect. If she's not giving you all of those things, then no matter how many kids you got, no matter what you got going, what she got going, you should not feel too sorry for her in any way. If she's not giving you all of those things, you give her a chance to do it. And if she doesn't do it, or every time you try to correct her, and she doesn't listen to you, cut ties. No matter what. Let her cry. No matter what's going on with her, cut ties. Because you could be by yourself, or you could be with somebody that's going to do and be those things. Same thing with a job. Especially if you part-time, you're not making that much, or you let's say you making a decent wage, but it's not putting you over the top, and they begin to be disrespectful towards you, they begin to be unfair. You know what you need to do? You need to look at how much do you have. Evaluate. How much are your bills? How much do you have? If you don't have enough, then perhaps you need to find something before you leave. Sometimes you just got to say, forget it. You got to know when to say, forget it. Because you should not end up in jail. This is why we keep having this stuff happening in the workplace, because people don't think the way I'm teaching you how to think. They give people too much leeway. These are just your coworkers. They don't matter unless they make themselves matter, because you have high self-esteem. You know what your value is. You know what you are and who you are. And if they don't see you how you know yourself, they don't matter. You got to understand this. So if they don't call you, so what? If you a strong person mentally and a weak person mentally don't call you, so what? If that weak person mentally talking behind your back to other people, so what? They're weak mentally. They doing this because they know that their life is in shambles. And that's what you gotta understand. You gotta understand that, man. Money, if you put more energy into a toxic environment because of money, but then with God, you got all these, oh, well, this happened, this is why I ain't doing it. You just made money your God. You are more tolerant towards money than you are towards the divine that put you here. And that shouldn't be. I ain't gonna quit on God, but I'll quit a job in a heartbeat. I'm not finna diminish who I am as a person to work at a place. I'm just not. Now, I'll go along, I'll play the game, and you don't want me to say this and that. Okay, that's fine. That don't always work, though. Y'all know that. You could not talk about stuff, but if they know where you stand and you different from them, some people are so weak, they'll start doing things and saying to try to get you out of there because the very presence of you make them see that they ain't nothing. People don't be wanting you around. This cancel culture. But that's fine. When you different, a lot of people gonna treat you like you a disease. And that's fine. You gotta evaluate whether or not you gonna move on from that person or that place, or whether you gonna see that person or place for what it is and get what you can get. But you gotta be willing to divorce. You gotta be willing to break up. You gotta be willing to quit jobs. You gotta be willing to stop going around people if necessary. Because you gotta know how to evaluate what is best. Is it best for you to stay in a toxic environment that's not making you rich? You can't buy nothing new. Your money ain't growing that fast. Or you go back a little bit and try it again. This is why we're having a great resignation. And there's some success stories. It's all in how you perceive yourself. If I know that I'm a boss, that's what I need to be heading towards. You at this place where people trying to turn you into a peon and you a boss. How that work? How's that working for you? They trying to talk, they laughing, giggling, even though some of them hoes. 50, you done had sex with 50 freaking people. But you want to laugh and giggle? Maybe you need to close your legs before you mess around and catch something. Not laugh and giggle. And yeah, I should be knowing these things. How are you letting a thought make you feel depressed, lonely, or bad? And all thoughts ain't thoughts yet. Some thoughts is just in their head right now. First opportunity, they're going to be sucking and they're going to be doing all type of stuff. How, from a relationship standpoint, right? You a good guy. How will a thought benefit you? And some of y'all got a thought. You feeding her, you buying her gifts. She's a thought. She show everybody more respect than you. All the stuff you do for, she's showing everybody more respect than you. Man, leave. I can't leave right now. Okay, plan your exit then. I can't leave my job right now. Okay, plan your exit. Plan it. But how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? When people begin to say things about you, when people begin to do things, you're supposed to love yourself more than anybody could ever love you. That's every single one of y'all. You supposed to love yourself more than anybody else can ever love you. They shouldn't even be in the same category as the love you have for the Most High and the love you have for yourself. and you bounce off their behavior off of that. And if you deem they're not beneficial, it's time for you to get rid of that person. It's time for you to stop going around that person. It's time for you to get rid of that job, that car. If your car is always just it's always something, man, you need to save up and get you another car. Even with cars, man, same thing, principle. Let's say you live in a city like mine where the mechanics are crooks. They really don't fix your cars like that. There's very few good mechanics. You need to be saving up and getting your money to get you a new car then, that don't require that stuff. Now, if you don't want no car note and you live in a city with a bunch of good mechanics, you good. But you have to evaluate everything, even stuff like that. Stop letting your relatives, them fake prep pastors, and them dumb old people, no disrespect, but some of our elders are not that smart, man. You got to realize what you're dealing with. They trying to get you to stay somewhere toxic and you'll end up sick or something. Or stay with somebody toxic, because maybe they don't know how toxic that person is. Maybe that person don't know how toxic they are. But you supposed to know. And so when people begin to make these suggestions, you know which ones to block out, and you know which ones to let in. You can't spend all your time watching TV, watching sports and stuff. You got to be evaluating the city you live in, evaluating people, evaluating this, evaluating that. You should be looking at statistics. You should be looking at what people say. You should be reading the scripture. You don't have time. The worst people, some of the most shallow people, I'm telling you, I just can't deal with them. All they do is watch sports. Sports, sex, food. Sports, sex, food. I can't deal with people like that. I need people that's a little deeper than that, man. Because when they start talking, I'm looking at them like, man, you not even that smart, man. How you going to try to tell me that? That's disrespectful for you to try to tell me about this, this, and this when you so shallow. You disrespecting me, an intelligent man who digs into things, by you being so shallow and you trying to make suggestions to me. Man, stay in your lane. People got to learn, man, just stay in if you a shallow person, shut up. If you an unknowledgeable person, shut up. I guarantee you just those two things will make the world a better place. If shallow people just be quiet, and people who don't know about nothing just be quiet, man. Stop trying to get me to embrace what you embrace based on emotion. Not facts. But you trying to get me to embrace what you embrace because you don't know how to view things. But as soon as I start tearing off into you and hop on your heels, I'm a bad guy. No, you should have stayed in your lane. That's where people mess up. Men in this manosphere know what you're dealing with these women, man. Know and make them be an excellent, excelling person. And then make them prove themselves to you. Follow the Bible. Let the Bible be your standard. But when preachers begin to talk, know that a lot of these preachers are simps, and you can't just take what they say. You got to do research. I'm not a simp, but even when I talk to you, you still should be doing your own research to see if the things that I'm saying are correct and usable to benefit you in your life. But anyway, it's time to get going. This is The Truth, Man. The channel is no matrix, no feeling suicidal, down, out, lonely, or anything else, dealing with these people who are hoes, toxic, Some of them are psychotic. Some of them are sociopath. Some of them are shallow. They don't know nothing. Some of them are narcissists. Never let these people with negative characteristics like these bring you down or diminish you in your life. Value your body. Value your time. Value your friendship. If this person is addicted to something that's harming them, why would you spend time? Why would you let them suck you into it too? Don't do it. A person that's getting you to diminish the positivity that you think of yourself or what you put into your bodies, that's not a friend. That's not a brother. That's somebody that you need to be telling them, you need to stop doing that to yourself. How dare you try to get me to do it too, and you need to stop. Sometimes you need to have conflict. But you need to protect yourself. These people, don't be turning your back on people. Don't be like some people, you need to, be careful. Need to be careful. But fear no one. Be careful, be cautious, but fear no one. And don't let nobody get you to do nothing that's not going to benefit you. Thanks for watching.